Hi, I'm Kelsey, the Naptime Chef. It's 8:30 p.m. and tonight I'm going to be a bedtime chef. And what we're going to do is make no-knead bread, because no-knead bread is the key to sanity for parents. It literally requires no kneading, and it's so delicious, and it puts a whole fresh loaf of bread in your kitchen for a week. The best thing about starting no-knead bread when your children are asleep is that all you have to do is put together the dough and let it rise overnight. There's no work to be done, and in the morning you just turn it on itself a couple of times, put it in the oven, and your fresh loaf of bread is ready for the day. Now, it's 8:40 p.m. Let's get started making the dough, and then we'll leave it to rise overnight while I get to business watching TV.
Add the flour, water, yeast, and salt to a large mixing bowl. Then stir everything together with a wooden spoon or a dough whisk. Once everything is combined, add the basil and sun-dried tomatoes and whisk well. Once the batter comes together and begins to pull away from the sides of the bowl, shape it into a ball with your hands. Then let it rest and cover the bowl with plastic wrap and leave it there overnight. The next morning, the dough had doubled in size. I then covered the chopping block with a generous coating of flour and dumped the dough out onto the flour. It is still a little runny and sticky at this point, so put some flour on your hands as well. Then I shaped it into a ball very carefully and covered it with some plastic wrap and let it rise for about 15 minutes while we ate breakfast. After 15 minutes, turn the dough over on itself once or twice, and then let it rest again on the flour-covered chopping block. It should be a nice ball at this point. There's no need to knead it any further. Cover the ball of dough with a clean kitchen towel and let it rest for another 2 hours. I did this before we went to the gym so that by the time we got home and showered, it would be ready to bake. Once we were home from the gym and all showered and ready to go, I preheated the oven with the pot in it. The dough had risen again, and it was about twice its size from when I had left it earlier that morning. Once the oven had preheated with a pot in it, the pot was very hot. I brushed the inside very generously with some olive oil and placed the bread dough in it. Please be careful with your fingers at this point. I always wear my oven mitts when I'm working with the bread with a hot pot. Then I put the pot in the oven with the lid on and let it bake for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I removed the lid and let it bake for about 15 more. Then, for the last 5 minutes, I sprinkled the mozzarella on top. This helps the cheese melt and it gets a little bubbly on top. Complete the Caprese salad bread. After the last 3 or 4 minutes, the cheese was nice and bubbly and melted and a little toasted on top. I took it out carefully and let it cool on the stove top for about 10 minutes. Then I took the bread out and let it cool on a clean kitchen towel for the rest of the afternoon. I can't wait to slice and toast it up for sandwiches tomorrow. I'm Kelsey, the Naptime Chef. Thanks for watching.